Good afternoon, each one of you, ladies and gentlemen. And I know everyone is excited and interested about this topic, which is the booming and glowing one, right? What do you think? Yes, no, maybe. How many people here uses ChatGPT? How many people have used this Ghibli, whatever that trend? Wow, isn't that interesting? But these days on Instagram, I've seen those reels also that we are probably sharing some data. But I don't know. As far as I'm getting what I want from internet, from AI. That's a perfect and a brilliant thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time that we learn कि एआई हमारे इंडस्ट्री यानी कि जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री के लिए कैसे फायदेमंद होने वाला है. Alright, and the topic for today's seminar is the AI advantage, crafting a brighter future for jewelers. Artificial intelligence has the power to transform the jewelry business from design and manufacturing to marketing, customer engagement, and supply chain efficiency. It can reduce cost, boost productivity, creativity, and profitability. This panel will explore how AI-driven innovations are revolutionizing the industry through enhanced personalization and streamlined operation. So I think without me talking, let's know from the expert. To introduce the entire panel, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon stage the real hero of our industry, salesman turned storyteller. Please put your hands together for Mr. Anil Prabhakar.
Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you very much for turning up in such large numbers. I'm the least qualified person to talk about AI in this room because I'm a digital immigrant. Most of you are digital natives. But I'll share my perspective. I have always maintained that there are three types of people you'll find. The first category of people are those who know what they know. So they are very focused. The second type of people are people who know what they know. They also know what they don't know. So that's a learning mindset. They want to learn something. The last category is people who don't know what they don't know. I belong to the third category until recently when I discovered the power of AI. It so happened that I have never made a PowerPoint presentation myself. There was always somebody who made it for me. So I called up my daughter, please help me. You are in 18th century, can't even make a PowerPoint presentation. And she helped me and then she opened my eyes. So once you become curious, you tend to learn something. So I am basically a storyteller, a visual storyteller, and I also do writing. So my first wow moment was ChatGPT. And it really helped me. It improved my speed and efficiency. And the second thing is, because I'm a marketing person, associated with luxury industry, I'll share a few videos and so that you understand where I'm coming from. I told you, I'm challenged as far as technology is concerned. Hey, wajat nahi rahe. We already started. दोन मिनिटात संपवू मग तुम्ही या. हां चालू कर. अच्छा ऐक. I think battery is down. You operate from there only. Play the second video also. सगळे एका पाठोपाठ एक. Last one, stop for a minute. You can see the power of AI. I don't know whether these have been used by the brands, but see what it can do in terms of your brand identity and making and breaking the clutter. So these are the good aspects of AI. But what has happened is AI has made people lazy. Most publications are using AI, right? ChatGPT. And there are words like testament, embodiment, which we never use in our day-to-day lives. They don't use their brains. They have become so lazy. ChatGPT ने बोल दिया, छाप दिया. So what I have always maintained is technology is an enabler. It has to work for us. You don't have to be slaves. So that is what I would like to say. And what has happened today, because there are various stages of adopting a technology. So in the initial stages, we'll say denial, like people like us. Hey, what is AI? I believe in actual intelligence. Then once you realize the power, you become enamored. And you want to do many things. And sometimes they may not be relevant. So the last video, please play. This was the in thing 6 years ago in Europe. We have passed that stage. But what you see today, AI, we are talking to machines. I saw some of the videos where AI generated figure is interviewing retailers, taking feedback from about GJS. I don't think that is the right thing. It's my opinion, okay? Because today, the power of human connections is something which you need to capitalize on. See, so many people. You can watch such a thing on a webinar also, but today, loneliness is the biggest problem the world is facing. You don't have to talk to machines. And today, so stupid people, they are giving mobile phones to kids who are 5 years old. I mean, I think that is really something which I would discourage people to do. Let the children learn human connection, creativity. I will not talk much about it, but I will quote Yuval Noah Harari. I'm sure you know him. So he says that we are evolved species, of all the human beings have survived all hundreds of years. Why they have survived? Because of the human connect. We can connect with millions of people. But why are smart people making stupid decisions? Because of the wrong information. And that is where AI comes in. With these words, I would now invite the panelists one by one. Vinit Jogani, please come. Vinit is the youngest guy. He's the youngest guy on the panel. He's all of 25 years. And he's been my mentor. Please take a seat. I met him for the first time in Dubai. He was speaking at Dubai Diamond Conference. And he was among the few Indians who, and the audience were diamond industry stalwarts from across the world. And from that day, he has become my special mentor. Welcome, Vinit. Karan, can you please? Karan Jagani. He is another expert. So what we have done is there are two experts who know the subject well. They are solution providers. And we also have 3 retailers who are using AI in their day-to-day lives. So Mr. Gaurav Bawa, Dr. Gaurav Bawa, please give him a big hand. Dr. Sanjay Kalsi, please come forward. And Sumit bhai. So Gaurav bhai and Sanjay bhai are from Delhi. Today there is a trend to buy doctorates. Paisa do doctor ban jao. But these two guys are working very hard and they are writing a PhD thesis. I am really proud of them. Give them a big hand. And they are jewelers. And Gaurav says that his revenue model is on auto mode and he is helping other retailers in the jewelry industry to improve efficiency. One of the areas where he's working for is inventory, right? And of course, Sanjay, they are both friends and they are members of the Progressive Jewelers Association, Delhi. Sumit bhai, he is from Indore. तो आपकी कर्म भूमि और मेरी जन्म भूमि, तो आप मेरे छोटे भाई हुए. And our dashing moderator, Sujay, he is the right person to moderate this session because I am here to learn. Whatever I said in these 5 minutes is all I know about it. So, Suyesh, over to you. Thank you so much.
We'll start off with Vineet giving a small presentation on Lemon Diatech, and then from there we'll take on with the panel discussion. Thank you. Yeah, of course, please. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Vineet Jogani. I'm here to talk about the AI advantage as I see it. Maybe some of you will share similar thoughts. And obviously I'm here to learn from the much more experienced and renowned panelists alongside me. One thing I've realized is as advanced as technology gets, sometimes it still seems to fail us. So I'll wait for my presentation to load up. Before that, a quick introduction about me. So we're part of the Lemon Diatech group. We've been in the gems and jewelry industry for over 20 years now, providing all sorts of technology and consulting services. So everything from rough tender and auction software to manufacturing, sales and inventory, accounting, payroll, a lot of AI solutions across the supply chain, diamond and jewelry traceability services using blockchain technology. So we've been in the tech space in this industry for a really long time. And we've offices in India, Dubai, Hong Kong, Botswana. So I sit out of Botswana, Dubai, but I travel back and forth to India a lot. Some of our esteemed clientele includes everyone from De Beers Group and HB Antwerp to Damani Jewels, Tanishq, a lot of companies across the entire supply chain. So I think the jewelry industry has always been a story of tech, from manual designs to CAD, hand modeling to 3D printing. Technology has been fundamental to how we've evolved over the years. And AI is just the next thing within that evolution. And I think a journey as intricate as the product, as our product, requires technology that is really creative as well. So everything from design and ideation to estimations, quotation, sourcing and procurement, production, manufacturing, inventory and supply chain, to downstream sales and marketing. That entire supply chain has so many AI applications. Now, I could go on and on. I could talk 2-3 hours about AI if I need be, but I'm going to cover a very high-level overview of some of the most exciting use cases that, as I see them over the next 10-12 minutes or so. And I'm going to start with design ideation as that first step in the entire supply chain. So obviously the simplest way to start, a lot of you might have already tried it, is prompt to design. It's really fast, really easy, and there's a ton of free and paid tools. So you might have used ChatGPT, but there's also now AI within WhatsApp, if that's your key platform. There's tools like Adobe Firefly that are doing phenomenal work with great results. But when we fully try to utilize AI, one of the things we find is prompt engineering and all of those skills are really hard to learn. We have to upskill our workforce, and that's maybe an ongoing process. Meanwhile, another useful tool in your toolbox is reference to design or sketch to design. So maybe a customer comes in, gives you, oh, this is a piece of jewelry I like on Instagram, Pinterest. Can you give me something similar to this? And maybe you don't want to rip that design off right off the bat because there's copyright issues and all sorts of things. But maybe you want to give it your own twist. And that's where, you know, a reference to design kind of tool can come into the picture. Sketch to render is going to become, I think, a very core aspect of bespoke jewelry. So what I imagine is, you know, a customer comes in, you're sitting across them, you quickly sketch out something that they're looking for, you use AI to generate a high fidelity render of it. The customer says, you know, maybe not this, can we make this stone bigger? Can we make this smaller and whatever? And you do that in real time, and it uses AI to generate real time images. So this is essentially going to lead, in my opinion, to supercharged personalization and customization for jewelry customers. So this is something we've been working quite a bit on in our tool called Diatech Labs. So essentially, you could start, in addition to a prompt, you could start with images off of the internet. This is like a reference image I've taken. You could upload it onto the platform, and it'll generate something that has the same core concepts, core themes. It takes away all the kind of nuances of prompt engineering, of learning to like use the right words and right technical words, and it'll generate something that has the same feel, the same stone selection, maybe the same motifs, but has a unique twist to it. And so this is something we've been working quite a bit on. But when you can do this, when you can extract what the core concepts and core themes in a design are, you can do something really powerful. You could look at all of the trending designs from the internet. So what we do is we look at all the trending designs from Instagram, from Pinterest. We'll index it by what is the most liked, what is seeing the most engagement. We'll use AI to extract like the useful features from all of those designs and then generate new designs that have the same core concepts. And you could, you know, if you really need to, you could say, I'm opening a new store in maybe South India. And can I look at the designs that are typically trending in this region? Can I extract those core concepts? And can I generate a new collection completely with AI? So this is really powerful tool that you can use. And then from there, we can iterate back and forth. And we can kind of incorporate customer feedback in real time. So again, the same original design we saw, you could say, oh, the large pairs, replace them with pink stones. And you can see it sort of tries to do that. Or you could say, you know, change the green emeralds with red rubies. In the same design, it'll iterate on that, and it tries to do this. So having customer feedback and making minor or major modifications to designs in a controlled way is, again, a really useful thing that would otherwise, so to go from that to this manually would take us, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to go back to the CAD, update everything, do a re-render, and give it to the customer. That cycle now it will take, you know, seconds instead of even hours. The next step in that supply chain was sourcing and estimation. You know, customer comes in, they like a design, maybe generated by AI. How can we produce useful estimates very quickly and get data for sourcing so that we're sourcing at the right prices? So we've done a lot of work along these lines from real-time market pricing. So for gold prices are pretty standard, pretty transparent. Diamond prices, not so much. So there's a lot of market data that we can crunch to compute real-time market prices across heat maps. We can understand demand and supply. So what is selling quickly in the market? And what does that mean for me? What kinds of diamonds are right now over-inventorized in the midstream so that I can negotiate better with my suppliers? You can use that to then rank and benchmark your own inventory against the market. And you can also do this analysis, all of these same things from supplier feeds that you get. Based on that data, you can generate the same insights. So we have this platform called Diatech Analytics that computes various market signals, long-term price trends in each SKU, demand and supply heat maps, so which SKUs, and this is for diamonds, which categories are seeing the most churn in the industry, where is inventory going up and down. And then you could accumulate all of this data to take an image of a jewelry and estimate the exact diamond weight or approximate diamond weight and gold weight that will go into this to compute an estimate for the finished product. The next step in that supply chain would be production and manufacturing. And there are a ton of use cases here. So we've been doing a lot of work in our ERP systems for AI in worker performance evaluation, understanding key competencies and what kinds of goods this worker works best with, assigning them more goods automatically so that production planning is automated. We need to balance the load so that one worker is not assigned a lot of work, whereas the others are idling. And using that across the entire manufacturing pipeline can help us prioritize orders, maintain cycle times, reduce aging, and all sorts of beautiful things that are critical in competitive business environments. Obviously, there's also applications in quality control, in traceability, and using AI to detect and fingerprint diamonds and jewelry so that we can then verify parent-child relationships many processes down the line. Again, machine maintenance, kit design, there's a lot of applications in production and manufacturing. Next, we move on to inventory and supply chain. I think something that we've recognized, at least in the midstream over the last couple of years, is that inventory is definitely a liability. We put it on the asset side in the balance sheet, but the more inventory we have, when the market goes up or down, or when the variability of the prices is high, we tend to lose. And so optimizing inventory based on what is selling requires us to decompose our loose and jewelry, set jewelry into certain key attributes and understand how my goods are churning. And so one thing that we could do here is predict how long it'll take me to sell a certain product based on these various attributes, based on these decomposed attributes, and then use that to automatically price my inventory such that I am minimizing it at the grand scale. And so again, for loose diamonds, it could be anything from ratio and diameter and table and depth of the diamonds. From jewelry, it could be the attributes that we analyze using AI and hashtags that we think are trending for this particular design. And this inventory optimization can only improve as we factor in the customers. What are they clicking on? What are they interacting with on our website? What are they doing in our stores? What designs are they engaging with the most? And using that to create customer-specific recommendations and feeding that back into what should I make more of and what should I hold inventory in. The final part of that supply chain is sales and marketing. So again, you could use a lot of new generative AI tools to create product photos like never before. You could put them on AI-generated or actual models. So one thing we could do in our tool is you could upload the image of a model, or you could say, give it a wonky prompt, like replace the background with a purple velvet showcase, and it'll generate specific controlled backgrounds for your products. So this necklace that we generated earlier, we could put it on an AI-based model, and the fidelity of this is getting so good so quickly. It's unreal to say, oh, this ring with the exact imperfections that it has can look that good on an AI-generated model. There's also tools for CAD to render and product copywriting that are really reshaping the industry. So one of the challenges that we had was a customer with 1,000 designs with just design codes that they received from a manufacturer. They wanted to push it to retail. Now, generating unique titles, descriptions, hashtags, collections, styles, all of this information that has to go up on their website manually is an impossible task. You need a large team and a lot of creativity to do this, with which AI is in a matter of minutes. Whoops. Anyway, so this is a tool that we put a lot of effort into, where you can embed into a website a 3D viewer for your jewelry, which does renders just based on CAD files. And this is the tool that I was talking about that does product copywriting simply based on images and in a way that it's contextual and not random. So this is some floral motif, and if you see in the description, there's something about featuring stunning pink floral motifs embellished with sparkling crystals. So something that's contextual to the actual design. Oops. Now, obviously, there's a whole factor of customer acquisition, customer retention. My colleague is going to talk more about this. I'm not going to focus a lot on this. But just quickly to conclude about where I see things going into the future, the models are evolving at a very rapid pace. Something that was not possible a couple of months ago is today easy to do. The fidelity has increased so much that we're going to see better and better and better results. And if you're in this room, you're one of the early adopters, you're one of the people looking forward to the future with hope. And if you build the capabilities, build the skills in your organizations to truly leverage this, that's a great possibility. Text-to-CAD, not there yet, but I'm very hopeful we'll get better and better results. So text-to-images and videos are working decently well, but I think this will improve. Video generation, so we're able to do 5 to 10 seconds video clips now with pretty good fidelity with some of the tools that we have. I think this is going to go to 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, which is going to change the social media game for jewelry brands completely. And I think we're going to see more effective CAM that's going to reduce the cycle time in jewelry manufacturing. So right now, a complicated bracelet, we still need to print each component separately, cast it, and then join it manually, and then spend a lot of time cutting and polishing of the rough edges of the finished piece of jewelry. I think as AI technology improves, the CAM technologies will improve, which will reduce the need. So it'll create capability where we'll be able to print and cast flexible pieces of jewelry without individually breaking it down into components. And that's going to be, I think, a game changer and significantly change manufacturing as we see it. So thank you. I think in many ways the recent developments in AI are driving down costs, enhancing creativity, and easing decision-making across the jewelry supply chain. I think there's a lot of other applications, maybe some of them we'll hear today, but I'm very excited for this AI advantage, and I don't think it could be underestimated anymore. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, so I'll pass it on to the next presenter.
So we'll have the next presenter after the panel discussion.
Okay, great.
If I can request all the panelists to take their seats, please. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, panelists, for being here and gracing the occasion and the panel discussion. We'll quickly start off, and the title of our panel is the AI advantage. And if I can quickly take one sentence from each of the panelists on how can AI really drive advantage for the jewelry industry. Starting off with Sumit Bhai.
So my perception for AI was a bit different when I walked into this hall, and meeting these gentlemen who are working so hard on AI has changed my perception totally. And like Vineet has explained me so many things. So I think for jewelry and my business, nothing better than AI, which can change and overall revolutionized my business entirely. So I'm very excited now. Yes, it's a long journey, and we are about to begin on AI now.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Sanjay Kalsi. So, to me, actually, when I started my quest to learn more about AI and its implementation, it was to basically leverage. I'm a single store owner, and I wanted to leverage technology. That's how I started, and then I got to AI to basically compete in this environment where I wanted to succeed in what I was doing. So that was the goal. And I think for the last, we've been working on technology and AI for the last few years, and we're getting great success. And for me, one thing, if I have to say, I would think that for a single store owner, it is a leverage where we can compete with multi-chain stores and grow the way we should. That's all I know.
Got it.
Hi, I'm Gaurav Bawa. So we have two stores in Delhi, and one is by the name of.
Sorry, if you can take the mic closer to you.
Yeah, surely. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Great. So we've been using AI from past almost, I would say, 5, 6 years, and we've been using it pretty well. So in fact, everything from order taking till the exit point of the customer, everything is taken automated. So it's been working pretty well for us, and we've been able to use it to the best. In fact, ever since this chat GPT has started off, so whatever comes to my head, I generally go and punch it over there, and you can find better ways and better answers, and even you can even find out new places where you should go and create those things that you need to create. So that's how we've been using it. We have in fact created a new AI department in our company, which is doing pretty well. We've been able to develop, like, the CRM is working with that, and then even the images what we create, in fact we just cancelled off a shoot which was already planned to be done next week, so we had to cancel that off because we came across some application which could create direct from a jewelry to a model shoot. So we did that, and now my team is working in creating videos with the same, because I got some reference from someone that can be done, so we nailed it. And we've been working very hard for that, the whole team and everything. In fact, the order processings and the day-to-day tasks, whatever is there, it works for me as my EA, it works for me in delegating my tasks. Everything is, like, I would say 90% of my things in life are done using AI. Thank you.
Got it. And Karan and Vineet.
Hi. Hello. Yeah. So, in 3 simple words, if I explain AI, one, how it can save your time, how it can save your money, and how it can grow your business, right? The second point is in terms of, whether it will, replace humans. It is more about, making your team more productive and efficient, right? Like, just a very 30-second small example. A customer messages or calls you, ask for the ring, right? To find that ring, take the estimate, answer customer. Probably it might take 10 minutes, 30 hours, or in some cases we reply after, few hours as well. In that time, the customer has a lot of options to go to other brands. How AI can help you respond to customer in real time in less than 30 seconds, in less than 60 seconds. That is something which will help you convert, right? That is something which is making the productivity of your salesman or your team, right, and making them more efficient. So it is technically going to help you much more doing a lot of taxing work in a smallest possible time, and scale, almost 10x times or 100x times in terms of your capacity, and add value to your overall business.
So before we move on to Vineet, can you elaborate a little bit on that? And do you see employees could get lazy, making all the efficiency gain counterproductive? And that's also a question for you, because you're driving gains, and that is a fair assessment, right? But human beings, I mean, that's general psychology. So any efficiency gain, I might just end up spending more money because technology is going to be a fixed. Yeah, you and then Vineet as well. Technology is going to be a fixed cost, and if my current set of employees become lazier, I have lazy employees plus technology cost.
So so it's not about lazy. Everybody wants to add value. The challenge is customers are moving so fast, markets are moving so fast, which technically a lot of owners know, right? But the team cannot move so fast because changes takes time. Right? So technology helps you in terms of that whatever changes are there, right? How it can be responded in real time, and the team member has that information in real time. So just to give you an example, so let's say a customer is coming to your showroom, right? And when normally most of the jeweler takes names and number. Now, if the name is there, the customer gives you a number, and if you instantly knows that the customer has, bought from you last year, he bought ring, he is already a gold scheme saving, right? In Instagram, he liked this reel, right? Probably he'll commented on this post. Now, if all these information within 5 seconds, the CRE knows which product to share to the customer, which salesman to take. Probably many times it might happen, customer don't know what he wants. But this insight can help you, right? How we gather this insight? Like example, customer coming to your brand, they might be scrolling through your Google pages, through your Instagram, messaging you on WhatsApp. Some might called, or some other customer might have given his reference. So if all these data points, data insights are there with you, right, as you, Anilji mentioned in terms of, making human connection, you can respond to them with such personalization that it can really hit that human connection instantly.
Got it. Vineet.
So I think the way I look at it is AI is a way to eliminate or significantly reduce human error while leveraging human creativity. So before I got into jewelry, I was working in Google Ads. And you'd be surprised, a company that you think is the model for technology and AI, just how much human error goes into certain processes in the ads pipeline. Same applies for our industry. I think using AI to eliminate that human error can drive improvements. And that's everything we talked about, from design to downstream tasks. How can we eliminate error, eliminate human imperfections while leveraging their creativity? Now, in terms of whether it'll be a fixed cost with laziness, it'll lead to diminishing returns, I think that's a reductive way to say that, because it implies that the pie is limited. Are we selling enough jewelry? Maybe I'm doing 100 crores worth of work. Can I do 1,000 crores? Can I do 2,000 crores? With my team, with my people, can I achieve 10x productivity and 10x growth? If we can, then that's what AI is helping us to do. It's helping us make the most out of the people we have.
Got it. And when you speak about errors, does it also, like Anil Bhai mentioned, there's known unknowns, and then unknown unknowns. With AI, you're almost always operating in unknown unknowns. So while you're reducing known errors, are you expanding the scope of possible errors that you don't know today, which can be potentially even more disastrous? We've seen in companies like Google, Microsoft, you've seen massive layoffs happening when AI has gone sentient and things like that. So what kind of unknown unknowns do you think should people be aware of?
I think like from a sentiency or those, no, fair. But I think when it comes to layoffs and all, I think as a society, we don't know how to become more productive by doing this. I think the right way to think about is, are we living in a utopia? We're not. So there's a lot more productivity to go around. And can we use AI with the people to accomplish more, instead of accomplishing the same level of things with fewer people? That's the way that I think about it. I think we can accomplish so much more as a planet if we can use AI with the full human potential instead of limited human potential.
Got it. No, that's an optimistic view, and we respect that. So we have on the panel someone who's an early adopter, someone who runs a single store, and someone who has natively AI built into their organization. So we'll start from the left this time. Mr. Bava, if you can tell us a little bit about the framework you were telling me before. And also, sir has written a book on adoption of AI for jewelers. So if you can speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, certainly. So I've done a thesis on that. So I've created a framework which works best specifically for retail industry. And in fact, I am a retailer myself. I've worked in the jewelry industry for last almost 32 years. And whatever difficulties I had in my growth, so I've actually integrated each and every point of it and created a framework around it, which is by the name of SIDOR, S-I-D-O-R. So S stands for stock aging. So that is the biggest, like Vinny's also shared in one of his presentations, that's the biggest actually liability, whichever is not moving. So that's about stock aging. Then we have I, which is identification of vendors. So we identify which vendors are able to give you great products, which you're able to sell faster, and they are defect-free, on-time deliveries, and then the payment cycle as well. So we calculate everything. Then we get D, which is design monitoring. So it helps you understand what designs you are able to sell at what price bracket or maybe weight range. Instead of in like diamonds, you can say from 1 carat to 1.5 carat sets, they are moving well. So in gold, it's like if you're selling chains, so maybe between 8 to 12 grams are selling more, so you get to realize that. And then you can see how many pieces you have in stock, how many pieces you're able to sell, what is the replenishment rate you get from your vendors. So you can actually come up with an idea where you just keep more designs and monitor everything. Next is optimization, which is you create optimized inventory, so you don't have inventory in stock which is not making much money on it. So we are in the game of making money. So when we're talking business, so it's all about profits, right? So if you can leverage that, then you make better returns on your investment. So that is the last R, which is ROI enhancement. So if you take care of all these 4 points, you're able to create better returns on the invested money what you have put in your business. So that's how the whole framework is. And in fact, I'm happy to share, in fact, I'm doing a conclave. It's going to be one of my second largest master classes I'm doing. That is happening on 16th of April this month in Delhi. And I have booked this Shangri-La Hotel in Connaught Place. That's the heart of the city in Delhi. And it's going to accommodate close to around 300 people. And then, in fact, we got too many registrations. So, in fact, what we're doing, we are creating a hybrid model wherein we'll be doing it online on Zoom as well. So I'll share my contact details if someone would like to register for that as well. So this is how the whole thing is. In fact, I have done consulting with over 100 plus jewelers pan-India, and everyone has started making greater results. And that's how my company has been growing. And what I saw in the whole journey in my life was, in our industry, the jewelers, they are not ready to share their wins with other jewelers because somehow deep inside they feel कि मेरा customer ना ले जाए. So that's how. So, but I got the same hit when I started off my journey. So in fact, I'm like very open-hearted maybe. So I just go out and share everything, whatever I have, and so that everyone can get benefited with it. So in fact, I have created a platform for it by the name of Retail Grow. So I'm trying to bring a movement out of it so that every individual in the Indian jewelry industry gets benefited with it, and they can use the whole platform and the whole framework what I have created and grow their business to the next level. That's the only way we can compete with the chain stores we are seeing in India, because that's like close to around 35%, 35 to 38%. And we as small business, family-run business owners, we are close to around 30%. And then we have small business owners, we're doing like less than 20 crores, 10 crores a year. So probably they're around 28, 30% as well.
Got it.
So we just need to pile up the share from the larger and just make ourselves better so that the bigger people, they just don't keep going up.
You built a jewelry company adopting AI to a AI company helping jewelers. That's quite a transition. That's the short of how I see what your transition has been like.
So we've worked on each and every aspect of business, like when I shared with you. So even if I talk about stock aging, so we have an automated system in the company wherein my tagging department, they get a notification every morning. These are the pieces which are going in this age band bracket. So then everything goes, then the discounts, they start up on their own in the company. In fact, right now we are running an offer in the company where it says 71% off on the making. So whatever is there on the tag, you get 71% off on the making. So it is designed in a way that the higher the age, you get better discounts. And if we are not able to sell even after that, then we send it back to our vendors, or we have to melt it, because then you take a hit on the loss.
Got it. So if I can request you to pass it on to Dr. Kalsi, please. So 2 questions for you, sir. One, what are the low-hanging fruits and quick wins that people in the audience can go after to really get started on their AI journey? And second, we have 3 people on the panel offering some kind of solutions, and there might be many more outside. So when you're really going out in the market looking for solutions that can enable your AI journey, what is it that you should be looking for, and what should be your decision levers?
Yeah, so, my suggestion to everybody who's starting on the AI journey is that first treat AI as your friend, your mentor, your guide, the most intelligent and the cheapest employee in your organization. That's a starting point. Then you should have a goal, a clear goal. What do you want the AI to achieve? I mean, so I'll share some personal examples. When a couple of years back, I understood how to run a business professionally. I used to take maybe one day to make a flow chart. Make a business plan would take me a lot of brainstorming sessions with my team members, and then creating processes was, not an easy task. When you have a friend like an AI, there are two things primarily. There is predictive AI and there is generative AI. So I'll try and explain to you in what is useful for us. So when we say predictive AI, basically first and foremost, we need to understand that we need to capture the right data at our organization at various levels. If it's at customer level, if it's at stock level, and then we can use tools which are available to take actions which are you can put in your balance sheet and the ratios will come out. So it's magic. It's nothing short of magic. And generative AI is what the earlier panelist was sharing, where we have some there is text to image available, there is text to video available. So it's rampantly, it's a tool which can be used for social media content creation. So these three things I would say are very important, where which immediately you can implement. One would be for basic operations, which couldn't be flow charts or CRMs, which maybe a lot of us don't have CRMs, but you can actually create a CRM using AI tools. Then when you can just experiment, it's about first having a goal, spending time. Nothing comes easy. You will need to spend good half an hour, 1 hour every day. It's a self-learning project, I would say. And then eventually, if you can afford it, hire a few technical people, 1, 2, 3 people who are who can take it to the next level, because using these tools also is a time-consuming process. When we say, it's very easy to say text to image, text to video, but somebody will need to put in the right prompts. There is he's developed something which was, I thought was amazing, where prompts are not required. But essentially for people like who are starters, there is a concept of putting prompts, telling the AI what you want. And then combine these three things and you create magic.
Got it. Thank you so much. On to Sumit Bhai. We have some solution providers on the panel, and there might be concerns that people might have, even in the audience, with adopting such technologies. What would your message to solution providers be in terms of what kind of comfort they can give to jewelers so that adoption goes up faster? And what kind of, when you're making a decision, like we were speaking earlier on, adopting AI at your own organization, right? So you've been a early adopter of technology, but not so much of AI. What is keeping you, and what will get you to get it going even faster than it is today?
So what I understand, AI, when we hire an employee or a talent, we need a nice skill and a skillful talent. AI has a lot of talent, data driven, which is very good for our business. And yes, it can do lot of great things which generally a normal human cannot do, or analyze much faster than anyone else. But I think we have to be very cautious. Very cautious, because this technology, and this is still evolving. And I was sharing with the gentlemen that suppose I hire a consultant who guide me to upscale my business, to bring my business to more systemized, and lot of things consultant can do for me. But whatever I share data with the consultant, or I work on the data, it's always between me and a consultant. He never share my data or my vision to anyone else. But if I take a lot of help from AI, maybe this data can be shared with anyone, because see, I am from Indore. I have my own way of working. So somebody who wants to understand in Bangalore that how a Indore jeweler, is tarah ki cheeze. So this is very easy, and privacy is a concern.
Of course. Of
Yes.
course.
So we have to be very cautious while, going too deep, because like I loved everything which Vineet is doing, even internally stock, but lot of things which we should be very aware of.
Got it. So, just going to Karan and Vineet, if you all can in one or two sentences, address, starting with Vineet and then Karan, what Sumit Bhai said, and would you then suggest, like Mr. Bava has, having an internal AI department? So I would like for you to answer that. Would you then suggest having an internal AI department or relying on outside tools? So, starting with Vineet, then Karan, and then Mr. Bava.
Sure. So I think no, data privacy is a super important concern. And it's interesting because the Indian government just came out with a set of data privacy draft regulations that will go into effect anytime. And given the high turnover of jewelry companies, they'll likely fall under the area of where it might be a regulatory requirement for them to handle customer data with care. And similar regulations apply to service providers, external AI providers, if they want to operate in India. So I think there are certain systems already in place. GDPR is a great example of how internationally it's being done. California has some great privacy regulations. I think with the regulatory framework in place, there are certain terms and conditions that you have to be wary about. If you use ChatGPT, there are two different versions of ChatGPT. One where your data is up for grabs by OpenAI if they want to retrain or whatever. And there's one version where it's not. Are you using the right version? That's something that can be of concern. So there are a lot of practical considerations. There's the ISO 27701 standard that a lot of companies should start following internally on how they handle data. And I think that should be part of our DNA. If we're tech adopters, we have to pay heed to these considerations.
Got it. Karan, if you could also throw light on, the discussion that we had earlier on how data is, generally being used anyway.
Right. So technically, it seems that AI is taking all the data. Technically, it is only when a customer is prompting or when a jeweler is prompting. Right. As Vinit mentioned, there is OpenAI Enterprise version, right, which doesn't uses your data to retrain their model. Similarly, like example, early this year we have started our processes for ISO and SOC 2, right, which takes 2 to 3 years to complete that process. Now, what those processes are, that our developers, right, how the code is built, how clean it is, how many time it is accessed, right, how many time, the customer is accessing, can we access everything? So there is an entire process which we go through, very deeply. And then the certification happens every year, right? So our systems are created in such a way that, let's say if some developer, has to access any database, he'll have to go through OTPs, right? Until and unless those are not, and if somebody has accessed unverified, right, there is an entire log system, who has engaged, what has engaged, why they have engaged accordingly. Like probably for Vinith and me as well, we deal only in jewelry industry. So for us, that's the first question, every jeweler asks us. Like just to share, also take a point what Sumit sir has said, that, when he's working with consultants, or let's say any jeweler is working with their team, right, probably the data convenience is much. However, while you are processing that data, you are sharing that data from multiple channels. Either it could be on your drives, on your email, on your pen drives, or on various channels. Now, where compromise happens, you don't know. How, as a service provider, so let's say example, if you want to go into cyber security and data security of your tool, probably let's say you'll have to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000, per month on those kind of securities. As a data provider, when we are working for large jewelers, right, or number of jewelers, those kind of security we have to imbibe. One, so let's say example, we are partners, so we are Meta partners, Google partners, so by policy we are mandated to keep some checks, right? Second, if let's say any data intervention happens, right, technically as a service provider to jewelry industry, this is such a small industry, technically, not half, probably 90% of our customers will go away, right, because the word spreads like that. So as sir mentioned, they have a specialized, AI team. We have more team in terms of testing and security, So let's say a development of any software might take, let's say 15 days, but testing takes 2 months, right? That's why you might, a lot of jewelers who are using ERP or any such system, you might always have a complaint कि अरे यार ये छोटा button यहाँ पे डालना है, right? इसमें कितना time लगता है? But probably that button has 15 places where the entire journey needs to be changed, and it cannot be changed. So let's say example, when we are going to ISO, we can't change everything that okay somebody has accessed and changed it. There's entire log management system, when it is changed, how it is changed, what was the reason behind it, the entire design of it. So from those perspective, there is very high level of security measures we also do take in terms of how those privacy can be maintained.
Got it. So yeah, I think in the time that companies like yourself get certifications, it's the onus is really on you to be self-regulated and be able to give that comfort to your clients. More not just for business but also for the sake of trust and integrity, to really deliver ethically.
Just to share one more point with the latest DAPD acts, right? There are fines up to 200 crores.
Right.
Right. So in terms of for us to maintain all these processes and the security of the entire platform becomes more challenging and more
absolutely.
difficult. Right. Hence, probably the pricing or the subscription of these product goes high because insurance goes behind it, right?
Got it.
Security goes
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
it, right? So those all processes are worked into it so that the privacy can be a primary concern, right? When we are working in industry like this.
Got it. So if second last question for Mr. Baba, what would you suggest is more suited building an in-house AI team like yourself, privately hosted team, or going after a full suite solution provider like Vineet, several vertical solution providers like Karan and many others on the market?
Well, personally, first of all, I would like to share one more thought that came to my head while we were just all talking about it. It is like, I personally look at AI as a knife. You can use it to cut vegetables, make food, and eat it. The other ways, you can use the same knife to kill someone and land up in jail, right? So if you use AI in the right way, it is your friend. So in fact, what I've been looking on from past maybe 2-3 years, I was even thinking of hiring a CEO for my company, and to get the CEO of the caliber what I wanted would come at a cost of maybe 2 crores per annum. So I have created everything on AI, and it's not costing me much. Probably I have a CEO for my company which takes care of all the aspects of the retail business, and it's absolutely free for me. It's no money. So that's how you can use it.
So in-house is your preferred.
Yeah, in-house is my preferred thing in the first place, because when you see, even if they're developing something, they would be able to develop it to a certain extent. But when you're working as a small retailer, what I have seen, every retailer works in a different format. Everyone has got a different way of working. It's not easy to change the mindset. So it is better to create your own things on your own initially, and then once you start like moving up on the levels of AI, then you can maybe hire few people in your company and create a tech company in your own organization. And then even if we talk about hiring tools from outside, it's not going to be a one-stop solution. You'll have to buy a CRM which is AI based, then probably an inventory management which is AI based, and then you go out and have AI application which is going to handle your employees. So what I'm actually working on, I'm trying to create a ERP, an AI based thing which will create everything at one go, apart from the statutory compliance, whatever it is like GST and all that. So you take care of that on your own ERP, and then we just fetch the data through APIs, and then we can present reports, and that's how your company can grow very easily and faster. That's the whole goal.
Got it. Just one last question in one word for each. So, most people in the audience might be thinking that these are expensive solutions for big retailers, big manufacturers. What is the one number that we need to start off with? 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 10,000, 1 lakh? Mr. Baba's answer is free, so we can let that pass. But your answer, sir, will be in terms of time. So when you know there's no cost, the cost is time. So we'll start with
So
Vineet.
one, there is nothing such called as free, right? Either somebody who's working on it, there is
Yeah,
a team
exactly. That's why I
involved,
said time
there's
or
a
the
process
internal.
involved, right? If
Exactly.
there are
That's what I meant.
APIs working on it, so
Yes.
just to give you an in a nutshell example, let's say a customer is engaging with you from multiple channels. Now you say for you that okay, the customer has came on WhatsApp, right? But probably he has searched you on Google, then landed to your website, then messaged on your WhatsApp, or when he bought previously, he checked the number on your, let's say, packaging material or chain box. That's how he has messaged you. But if you are tracking the lead source, that acha, this is the old customer who has bought chain, now he has scanned it and now he is messaging. So all these analysis which is happening in real time.
Karan, we're just running. Sorry to interrupt, but we're running out of time.
Yeah, so all these happening which is happening in real
Is
time.
a-
Technically, you can start solutions from 10,000, which goes up to whatever. The
What's
only
the number?
dependency
One
is
number. One number.
in terms of so
What is the one number that you need to get started with? Just give us one number and then we'll move.
42,000 annually. That's how our solution starts. But you can
That's
start.
that's yours. Vineet, what's your
right?
number?
But you can start at even 100 rupees.
But no. I mean, same thing per annum. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna
Slightly,
commit one
slightly
number
controversial, but I'd say 15 to 20% of your annual profits.
of your annual profits
You should
before
reinvest
AI
into-
expense.
You should reinvest into technology, and AI.
Technology after tax profits. Okay, so 15 to 20%, 42,000 a month. Okay. Oh, year. My bad. Sorry. So yours. Okay, yeah. Sorry. So after you.
So trust me on this
Vineet,
one.
उसका समय का cost-
$20 on ChatGPT.
$20 on
That's
ChatGPT.
all you need to
$20 a month होता है. Yeah.
That's all you need
So
to spend.
24,000 साल 42.
To start with, and
Got
then
it.
when you know, actually the big thing is you
Uh-huh.
should know what you
Of
want
course,
to do.
of
You know,
course.
it's very easy to get swayed. You know, but you should
100%.
know what is your goal, what are you
Yeah.
trying to do.
Got it. So yours.
So my policy in life is start small and scale fast. So probably you should start off for a free GPT, chat GPT, and then see if you're able, if you find comfortable with it, then you can go for a paid version, which is like per annum maybe around $200 or whatever it is. And then you can move on, and then probably once you upgrade your level to that level, then probably you can go in for CRMs and all
Got
those
it.
things, which is like fully AI.
Got it. For Sumit bhai, he's still starting off, so you know how much it's going to cost you now. So, so thank you so much. Anil bhai, do you want to give some closing remarks? Ashok uncle. For the audience? Or
So I just give a perspective of how we jewelers think. कोई पूछेगा चैट जीपीटी है? हाँ है ना, डाउनलोड कर दिया है. पूछेगा यूज़ किया क्या? हाँ खोल के चेक किया था मैं, परफेक्ट था एकदम. तो आप अपना बिजनेस में यूज़ करोगे? उसी के लिए तो आपने डाउनलोड किया. बोला शुरू कब करने वाले? बोला वो तो मैं अभी नक्की नहीं किया है, उसका पता नहीं कैसे अब उसका यूज़ होता है. Actually, everyone wants to get into AI, but somehow the other, he initiates and then pulls his handbrake and sits. So sitting over things don't get you results. I think this panel has given amazing information on how to turn things around. Your session in Delhi, which is jam-packed already, I think we can fill you up on the Zoom part. From Mumbai, I can assure you we will. We have done webinars on Mindspeak with 3,000 people. So I can assure you it will go very well. And it's the need of the hour, it's the need of the business. And I think if we could have your book to be given away to people over here, we would like to buy them from you more than anything. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you. If we can have the tokens of appreciation, please.
All right. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. Everyone, come on, please put your hands together. That was brilliant.
Poonam.
Yeah, let's have a token of appreciation requesting Anil sir to please join us on the stage and let's have a...
Ashok uncle also, please.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Meenawala to hand over the love token of appreciation to our esteemed panelists, our speakers. Amazing. Amazing. So what are we taking home? Audience. Knowledge, wisdom, how we can effectively use the AI tools. All right. Let's have a nice group picture with our panelists. Thank you so much once again. Can you please applaud? तालियों की आवाज अचानक से कम हो चुकी है. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you.